Too many miles away from their homes, forcing them to change schools and wrench themselves away from lifelong relationships. Across our region, 3 in every 10 children in care are now living outside their local area. More than 200 youngsters have been moved as far away as London, Kent and the West Country, while dozens more are being cared for in Wales, the Midlands and the north of England. Nikki Mitchell has been talking to a young woman about her experience of being in care miles from home.
They moved me from Alton Way all the way up to Portsmouth.
30 miles felt like 100 to Marissa. She was 16 at the time.
I think it's really, really unfair because I was only young and I was in a vulnerable situation. And I know plenty of people that have been put in care homes in Andover, Basingstoke, Winchester, and that's so much closer to my family, but they moved me down here, so didn't know anyone, didn't want to know anyone. I wanted to go back home, but wasn't allowed.
As a foster carer in Fareham, Debbie Lidgard has driven children to schools as far as 15 miles away, or had them put in taxis so they didn't have to move to a different one. Changing schools is always a last resort, but here in the south, hundreds of children every year are forced to do so.
It's really difficult for them. They have to make new friends. They struggle with relationships, and a lot of the time they can feel right on the outside of the friendship groups and not really establish any long-term friendships from that because of the problems and the issues they have at home as well.
In Reading, Ofsted has been highly critical of the way the council protects its looked-after children, partly because the majority here are placed outside of the town and too many well over 20 miles away. No one from Reading Borough Council was available for interview, but in a statement the council told us increasing the number of foster carers in the town is a priority, and it's on track to have recruited and approved more new foster carers in the first 5 months of this year than it did in the whole of last year. Still, it's desperate for more, as is every other local authority in the south.
The pure lack of foster carers in the south is the primary reason, and having been a foster carer and felt the challenges that can happen at times of crisis, at times of difficulty for the child, it's so important that the support is right and that the training is right. And I think that, you know, in austerity measures there's a need to save money, but often that saving money can be driving people away from fostering by not giving them enough support.
Ofsted recognises some children from turbulent backgrounds need to be moved far from home to protect them from abuse or sinister influences. But it says placing children a long way away causes education and healthcare problems and makes it much harder for social workers to track a child's progress and support them and their carers. Nikki Mitchell, BBC South Today.
Up to